Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Victoria from the Academy of Conscious Creators, and today we're going to be discussing procrastination. Now, a lot of people tend to come to me for coaching because they're feeling maybe stuck and at a crossroads in life, and they're not sure what step to take, what direction to go in. And often this can cause us to do nothing and just procrastinate. We go into that kind of fight, flight, or freeze response. And of course, that just perpetuates the problem, and then we just feel worse about ourselves. So the first step is to obviously show ourselves compassion. That's okay that we're just feeling a bit unsure of the direction at the moment. And the way to then start getting out of that is to look at our responses. So, you know, what tends to happen when we just feel stuck, like the deer in the headlights or rabbit in headlights, and we just don't know what to do or where to go. So do we start to feel angry? Are we feeling tension in the body? Do we distract ourselves? Are we off watching TV or on our phones, scrolling? Maybe a bit of retail therapy, anything to avoid addressing the issue. Or we in resistance, where we're just, we don't want to face it, we don't want to look at it, we're just going to pretend that it's not happening, stick our head in the sand. And of course, that is also a feeling of just being helpless, that we are not strong enough to support ourselves. Perhaps we're not, we haven't got all the answers, so we just feel helpless, and perhaps we're hoping and waiting for someone else to come and come to our assistance. So all of those emotions are fine, but it's really key to start to recognize, well, what tends to be our response, and then we can address, well, what is it that maybe I have a fear of? What am I afraid of? Is it that if I take a step forward, I'm afraid of, or I might get it wrong and then I've failed? Is it that we want to take a step forward and we're actually afraid of success? Like, oh my goodness, what will that look like? Perhaps that's something, it's unknown to us. We've not experienced that before. So we don't know what that will, how that will impact our life and our current familiarity. Or perhaps we're afraid of the disappointment, that if it isn't, if it doesn't turn out how we've expected or how we want it to turn out, that would then be a failure and a disappointment. Or perhaps we're afraid of disappointing others. So there are many things that can trigger the procrastination and cause us just to feel stuck and not want to move forward. So what's really key at this stage is that when we're in this state, it's a sign that actually we're about to move from one state of frequency, one energy frequency, one pattern that we've been playing in for some time, and we're about to shift into a new energy pattern. And of course, it feels uncomfortable because we haven't experienced it before. All of these energies that are coming into our body feel uncomfortable because, yeah, exactly that. We haven't experienced them before, and our mind automatically looks for the problem, like, oh, it must be a problem, there must be something wrong, it doesn't feel safe. And that obviously then triggers the fight, flight, freeze response. So the first step is to really start to recognize that, oh, I'm in that zone of uncomfortableness. That means I'm shifting. So can we, rather than automatically go to the fear response, can we look at it and go into excitement, like, oh, what's coming for me? What's coming my way? What exciting experience am I about to have? A bit like if we were going to go on a roller coaster, for example, especially as a little kid, we're really excited, we want to go on it, but at the same time we're a bit fearful, a bit scared, like, oh God, he's going to send me upside down, I'm going to go all over the place at a top speed. But at the end of it, we're like, yeah, wasn't that awesome? So if we can apply that to these feelings of discomfort when we're about to shift realities, then that's going to help us shift a lot easier. So the first step to that is to really accept that, yeah, I feel a bit stuck at the moment. I don't know the next step to take. It makes me feel uncomfortable. It makes me feel unmotivated. I don't feel inspired. And that's okay. Just show ourselves some compassion and accept that this is where we're currently at. And that's okay. It's not a permanent state. We are going to shift through that at some point. And then we're going to go into a grounding and centering activation, because we can't receive the guidance for the next step to take if we're all out, all over the place, and our minds all over the place and we feel a bit chaotic. So the first step I'm going to guide you right now is to go through a grounding and centering activation. So I invite you now, let's just place our hands on our heart, and we're going to start by breathing in through our nose. Long, deep belly breath, and then exhaling out of the mouth. Breathing in the nose, and then out of the mouth. And on your next inhale, just imagine that you're breathing in this beautiful white blue light. Imagine this light is just tracing over the brain, down the spine, and then out of the mouth. Do a couple more breaths in your own natural rhythm. Maybe you've got an issue right now that you're facing that you don't really know what to do next. So maybe bring that to your mind. Just focus on the intention that you want to receive guidance on the next steps to take. And I invite you to gently raise your eyes, just slightly, as if you're looking at your third eye. Keep the breath flowing. Just noticing how the mind becomes less active, the thoughts quieten. Maybe your shoulders drop away from your ears and you feel your body sinking more deeply into the chair. And so if any thoughts or fears come up, as we were talking earlier, I want you to just mentally thank them. And then we're going to clear, cancel and delete them from our energy field. And they don't serve us in this moment. It's just our protective personality and trying to keep us safe from the unknown. Just allow all of those fears or emotions to come up, acknowledge them. And with each breath, we're just going to breathe them out of the energy, out of the body, out of our energy field. Just keeping our focus on the center of the brain, just our eyes slightly raised. And then set the intention to receive the guidance for the issue that you're facing right now. Going to bring in that rainbow light. The rainbow light's going to just cleanse and purify the cells of the body where we're holding all the tension, all the fears, all the feelings of the unknown. We're just going to watch that rainbow light spin counterclockwise, clearing, cancelling and deleting all the energies, all the thoughts that don't serve us in this moment. And we're inviting grounding and centering energies. Just feeling, set that intention to receive. Feeling these new sensations in the body. What does it feel like to be calm in the storm? What does it feel like to choose excitement over fear? Just notice how the body shifts. This new frequency comes through. And then we're just going to lock that in, saying thank you, I love you, and it's done. And you can gently open your eyes. And that's just a simple process, you know. If we can recognize when we're in that frantic state and just pause for, you know, a few minutes, maybe take us away from the computer or whatever it is that we're trying to achieve, that we're feeling stuck, and just spend a few minutes just grounding and centering, breathing through any tension that we feel, getting quiet in the mind. And that allows us to open and see the divine guidance. And so, you know, if we're frantically writing all these to-do lists of what we've got to do, and, you know, hour by hour goes by and we still haven't done it, I invite you to consider the first thing on the to-do list is simply to be, just to be, to relax, to allow the inspiration, the insights, the guidance to come through, and then act on that guidance. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. If you like that, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Have a great day.